Sometimes I'll get some questions from people asking, how do you manage to live so far away from the city? And well, really, we're not that far away from the city, and we've got a village or two close by. They've got a number of shops in them. We've got a town that's about a 10-minute, 12-minute drive from us. And then Chiang Mai City is only about an hour away. So we're really not that far away. We're really not that remote. But certainly, we've got to feed ourselves, and some of it we can grow, and we love it. I love growing papaya. We've got papaya in the garden at the moment. Sometimes we've got bananas, but I bought this bunch of bananas at the local store the other day down in the village for 20 baht, less than a US dollar. So good food is actually not that difficult to come by. Something I've always loved about living in Thailand is the local markets. And there's always the option of good supermarkets as well. But in recent years, I've become less drawn to the convenience of supermarkets because most of the food is processed. When we walk into our local supermarket, there's one area with the fruit, the vegetables, the pork and chicken and fish, a few other bits and pieces of fresh food. But then you get into the rest of the supermarket and it's all canned or packaged. It's totally processed. It doesn't look like food. It doesn't smell like food. It might taste okay, the texture might be okay, but whatever they're selling you is not fresh, and therefore I'm less drawn to it. All of the food, all this packaged food has got additives, it's got preservatives, it's got colouring, it's got all sorts of stuff in it, and none of it is designed to make the food better for our bodies. So we're just becoming more aware of what we're eating and why we eat it, and realising that most of the products on these shelves here are designed to last a long time. They're not designed to be better for us or healthier for us or necessarily even taste better. They're designed so that the manufacturers can make more profit, and if the goods don't last on the shelf very long, that's going to be costing the manufacturer. So they produce food that lasts a long time. At least in Thailand, we've got another option. We've got the local market, and whether we're here in a village not far from the town or in Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai, I love the local markets. I love the fresh markets, particularly the big one, Muang Mai Market down in the centre of town. It is a fabulous market. I've really enjoyed shopping there for years. Even down in our local markets down here in Chom Tong, I really love it. I love coming down here to do our food shopping because what we're getting is fresh. Oftentimes what we're buying is also locally grown, locally produced food. You know, this bunch of bananas, I know they've grown in somebody's backyard, in one of my neighbours' backyards. The papaya, sure, that I know it's grown in our backyard, it's 100% organic. This is one of the drawbacks of fresh food in Thailand, is that farms generally use a lot of chemical additives, whether it's fertilizers or pesticides or herbicides on the farms, which is unfortunate. So we'll wash our fruit and vegetables, we'll peel our vegetables, we'll peel our fruit, we'll wash them. But overall, I think it's probably better eating than the food that we would likely buy from the supermarket that's been packaged and canned or frozen or whatever. That we've got the option to buy fresh food at these markets, and there is really an abundance. It is seasonal quite often. We're not going to get all of the different types of fruits and vegetables all year, but that's okay. We've learned to shop for that. We've learned to sort of balance things around. Every market is a little bit different, and some vendors will be better than others. So we tend to gravitate to different vendors that we like. This is Kodani. She's actually a friend of ours. We've gotten to know her and her husband a little bit over the years, and she always has a really good stock of fresh vegetables. She somehow finds the best tomatoes available, and they are lovely, big, juicy tomatoes. Quite often she'll have things like zucchini and other vegetables that are maybe not so common, and then there's always a good stock of fresh green vegetables, whatever is available. We don't actually buy our meat from these markets, although meat is an option. There is meat available at these stalls pretty much all day, every day, and just sitting out in the heat. And we're just, yeah, never so sure about buying meat at the markets down here. So there's a couple of butchery stores, and we prefer to shop at these. The meat, sometimes we'll buy meat at the supermarket, but not very often, because the quality of it's sometimes a little bit dodgy and it's quite expensive. It'll be, the pork mince will be, ground pork will be fattier than often in other places. And in the butchery, you might have, a couple of different options for how fatty you like your pork. So we prefer to do that. And certainly not everything at the local market is grown locally. They will bring fresh produce in from other parts of the country. It's currently mango season, but the mangoes are a little bit late ripening in the north of Thailand. We are still able to buy fresh mangoes. They come from a little bit further south, so paying a little bit more for mangoes this season. Still, it's only 30 baht or 40 baht, so a US dollar or a little over a US dollar a kilo for fabulous mango. Sure, living out in the countryside, living away from the town does have some drawbacks, but buying good food is not one of them. We have an abundance of good food. We have probably more limited options here than we would do in the big cities. Certainly at the big market, the Muangmo market in Chiang Mai has so much good food, it's incredible. But really we don't need that much, and we just go with the flow of what we can buy, what we've got, and then we just organise our meals around what we are able to purchase. And certainly with the amount of really good food that's produced locally, that's locally grown and as fresh can be, this is our option that we choose most often. So there's a little background on one of the other things that is sometimes a bit misconstrued here. Yes, it is really easy to buy good food, even though we live in the country. If you've enjoyed this video, if you'd like to take a look at another video that I've made about local snack foods, please check out this video here. And if you're new to our channel, please consider clicking that subscribe button. And if you've liked this one, if you've learned something, click that thumbs up icon. Thanks for watching.